welcome back to this video series of payroll and payee, where we are building our payroll from scratch, and we are up to this level. Please, if you have not been following the previous videos and you don't know much about Excel, it is highly suggested that you go back to some previous videos so that you understand where we are and how we got to this place. In any case, so far what we've been able to do, apart from some major formatting, coloring and font changing and the likes, we're able to generate our figures like we can see here from this salary scale table using the percentages of each salary component multiplied by the gross salary of different designation. So today we're going to be doing more of calculations, especially with our deduction areas. So we're going to be doing those statutory and non-statutory deductions such that we can get to our net value here, still on this January salary. So without much ado, we should well, I looked at our payroll here. I can't see anything for accountant. Well, that is not good, because we are the accountant. We have been doing this all along. We should have an accountant there. So it shows one way of how to add a new record in this payroll, and then a new designation as well, so that to go through all those things. And maybe we should add one other component to this place. We should break this one a little bit down, and then we can move ahead from there. So let's go into it, guys. First thing first, I think this is too big, so I want to reduce the zoom level. I think we've talked about this. Usually I prefer 75%. I can see clearly what I'm doing with 75% zoom level. So let's quickly include a new position here for accountant. If we want, we can put it at number 7, but I like to always use this insert method so you can see how it actually works. So I want to insert it between 4 and 5, so I need the space, I need the record between 4 and 5. So I'll click on 5 so that it will shift 5 down when I insert a new row, like so. So now I have a new space here. We can have accountant, and let's give our accountant 140,000 to start with. Or we can increase this, guys. Let's give this man 200,000. We want the accountant on 150,000. Now I'm trying to edit accountant, but I click on IT manager. So the moment I entered, if I press enter, this one will change to 15. But if obviously it's a mistake now, I don't want to use 15, and I don't remember what I have there before. So the usefulness of escape key, anyway, I've been trying to explain the escape key function in Excel when you are entering data. So if I press the escape key now, if you look at your keyboard, the escape key is the first key on the top left, on your keyboard. ESC is written there, so it is used to cancel editing on a cell. Now I've forgotten what was there before for IT manager, but because I started entering another data into it, if I press enter, 15 is going to be what we'll be seeing now, 15 naira. But because I've not pressed enter, I still have the opportunity to cancel this new data before. So if I press escape key now, to go back to, it just cancel this, what I was trying to do. So that is the usefulness of the escape both enter. So here is 150,000 we want to use, like so. Let's give this man to 100 salesperson. Here 100,000. So we have a uniform driver. Let's give him 70,000. Yeah, they have a lot of work, and this guy 60,000. You will see immediately all our changes here would have been affected in these places, like so. Because what we have to do is change things from this place, and every other places will be affected because we are using a dynamic value. This is wrong, so we can highlight and double click. You see that it stopped at 4. It did not continue downward because of this space that we are having here. So if I drag, I can achieve the same purpose. So now we have accountant on 150,000 salary, gross salary. So like we have been doing, this gross salary is what we are breaking down into different components, like so, that still make up gross salary. And we have explained the reason why we need to break this down, because we are still going to be doing some deductions that will be based on 3 or so components of the salary. Because for instance, pension calculation is a statutory deduction that will be based on just 3 components of basic, transport and housing, not on the gross. And so in a few videos now, we'll be seeing we'll be going through a better, or let me say the standard payroll that includes statutory and non-statutory deductions, but it's a greater thing. We'll go into it together. So we have created a new position. We need let's create a new component too, and we can do that changes or make those changes in this payroll. So let's have another, we should insert it before this 100%, like so. So we can have wardrobe. Let's just have wardrobe allowance. I'm not sure if that's correct. Wardrobe, yeah, I think it's good. So we reduce this to 35%, and let's reduce transport to 15% too, like so. And let's give wardrobe 10% as well. So we are making 100, like so. So now this is what we have. So we need to include a wardrobe allowance. Is this a spelling of wardrobe? I'm not sure. Now so let's include wardrobe allowance. Definitely is before this medical. So between medical and gross, we need wardrobe allowance, and then we can just insert. If you don't know how to do all this, you need to go back to some few videos. Wardrobe, we can call this allowances. Yeah, we need, that's one part. We have just added it. We need to input the figures of formula to get the values from this place, and then we need to include this side to be merged together, like so. And then we just need to draw this right border for this place. So I click on the right border, like so. Now we need to change this formula to include this cell in our sum. As you can see here, it's stopping at this place. So we just need to change this L9 to, I can just click on it. See, it didn't work, like so. M9, I'll press enter. Then I'll drag the formula downward. This is not new to us. If it's new to you, perhaps you need to go back some few videos to understand what we are doing with just a summary formula. If you are still confused, then we can delete all of this. It's not a big deal, and we can write a new formula, auto sum, that will pick all of this. That is sum of h9, this is h9 to m9, to add them together and give you the solution right there. Then we can drag and copy the formula downwards like so. I'm trying to get the tick border on this page, but it's not coming up, so I'm just going to highlight everything again and draw a tick bottom border like so. Now I've made changes. Always save your work. Make it an habit to always save your work. So here we're still going to copy this, like we have here, some L9 to L20. Obviously this summary here, then we're going to have it like so here too. Excel is so smart that it thinks you want to, sum all this into this place, but that is not what we want. So instead I will drag this place into that formula and press enter like so. We don't have any values, so we're getting 0. This is 0 in accounting format. Now the next thing to do is to bring in those values for, we need to include, okay, before that let's bring in the wardrobe allowance value. So equals to what, salary scale wardrobe allowance of, that's multiplied by, of the manager like so. Do you understand that? And like the previous video, we should lock down some of these values. Let me see the ones we locked down. So we are locking down wardrobe. We're locking down wardrobe, but we need to be changing all of this. This will change because there are different sales, there are different positions, but we are locking down on wardrobe. So let's lock down wardrobe allowance by pressing F4. I've locked that down, so we can drag and copy this. Of course, we check our values if it's working. For salesperson, it should have been, salesperson is D9. I think that one worked. One of them did not work, or some of them rather. Okay, salesperson worked. So let's lock down on this one too, because we can actually copy. Let's lock down on all, like the previous video we locked down. We can just copy the formulas from here to the other place. So the manager, now we have one manager here already, so we just need to copy this and paste it for manager, because obviously they're on the same payroll. So IT manager is just one IT manager. Let's look at D11 if it's for IT manager. This is D and 11. D11 is not IT manager. D11 is, IT manager is D10. So we can just go ahead and correct that. IT manager D10 instead of D11. And we can lock that down too in case we have another IT manager like so. Then we have store manager. We have not done anyone before. Store manager is go to store manager. That's D11 actually. So we go back here to store manager. It's not D12, it's D11, and let's lock it down. this is another stomach, so we can just copy and paste because they are the same. And driver is D13, so we go to driver, D14 is there, D13, and then let's lock it. We've locked down. So we have I've copied. I have one driver here. I paste and copy it again. I have two other drivers here. I just highlight them both. I paste on them. Now here's a salesperson. We have one salesperson here. You can copy this and come here and paste like so, or you can just click and enter like so. The front desk, yeah, this one is picking a very wrong figure. Front desk is saying D19 here, but front desk is D14, so we change that to D14 and we lock it down like so. So everything here is okay. Is information here. It said we should copy formula from above. No, we don't want to comment. We ignore that error. We ignore this error too, like so. So we can do this tick, but I don't know why it keeps changing. So, and as you can see, we have 120,000, which is what, 10%. If you look at our scale, it's 10%. So we are on the right path. So let's save our work. So now let's include just one accountant somewhere here. So right click and just insert. We need to give him a name, but we can't do that in this column here because we have our own. So we're on hide and just show the states. Oyo and Ibadan. So the formula, Excel has automatically copied it for us here. So let's just put accountant. Now, because we don't have any accountant here, let's hide all this one again. Go back. Because we don't have any accountant, we can't just copy formulas. If we are doing an IT manager now, we just copy all of this formula and paste it. But we need to go through. It's the first accountant on our payroll, so we go through that stress of getting. So basic salary is equal to basic salary percent times or of accountant salary here. So in any case, let's lock him down just in case we have a new accountant, like so. Then we need to go to transport of accountant. We should lock it F4, and press enter. Here we're going to housing of accountant. Press enter. So let's lock it F4, press enter. Meal of accountant, meal of multiplied by accountant salary. I press enter. I can lock it F4, like so. A medical equal to the medical of accountant, like so. Come here to lock it, we do it, lock it. And wardrobe allowance as well, so equal to the wardrobe. This wardrobe is not correct. We'll change that. of accountant. Let's locate and locate like so. Wardrobe like so. Let's change this one to allowances like so. We save what we did, and let's just copy this, all other formulas. You see, we will not have any problem like so. So if you want to check, this is 5% of this, and this is subtracting this from this to get your net payment. So guys, we have been able to this one we need to autofill. We should now have 13 staff. All of these are showing some, we don't have problem with that, so I can highlight and ignore those errors, and again I'll save my work. So quickly, let us have one other deduction that apart from union due, let's have reason to deduct people's money. So let's create another, insert another let's merge this page together, and we call it it's still deductions. So we have this right column, right border to be imputed there. So let's have another deduction so that we'll understand how this is working. And let's have punishment. Maybe staff that they come late or something, you want to deduct some amount. These are not statutory deductions because it's solely between the management and the staff. It's whether the staff wants it or not, or maybe desires it or not, like so. So we may want to say somebody does not usually come late, or a kind of punishment you want to met out on that person from their salary. Of course, apart from union due, maybe the person is contributing some amount, 5% like we have, into the union due account. But this is another deduction. We call it, you can call it anything you want, but for the purpose of our own tutorial, we want to call it punishment. You can give it any name that you want. Let me remove this color, no fill, and just change this one to background here, and like so. Let's leave it this way. Save our work. So let's make the punishment, anybody we're going to punish, let's just give them, everybody, 2% of their gross salary. Do you understand? So that it's uniform. In the next, it's arbitrary. It depends on what. It can even be figure. Maybe deduct 10,000 from your salary, or 5,000, or what have you. It depends on what you want. So let's just use 2% or 1% of their salary as everybody did not resume on time. The manager is so crazy, he wants to deduct people's salary. They didn't do well that January, so he decided to remove 2% actually from everybody's salary. So if you are removing such deduction, it will be on the gross. You cannot remove it on basic salary or transport or something, because it is not statutory. It has to be, okay, I'm removing 10,000 from your salary, so it means on your gross salary. So, but let us be lenient. Let's do 2% on their gross, on their salary. So we are just going to type the figure here, equal to 2% of what? Of the gross. I'll just pick the gross. If I know the cell number, I'll just type it, but it's the same thing. You can see Excel has put N9 for us, meaning this cell. So 2% of this cell is going to be calculated here, not deducted yet. It means it will be calculated in this cell. If I press enter, that is 2% of this place. So we can have the same formula for the rest of the guys here, and then this place we can just drag it to copy the formula there too. Why is it not copying this? So we're deducting 27,600 from total deduction as punishment. Of course, this money we don't know, it could be going back to the company's account as deduction, but we're not through yet because our net didn't change. It has not changed because it doesn't reflect this new addition of deduction. So what we can do now is to edit this formula to include this guy. Like we have N9 minus O9, but we have another deduction of P9, so you can just minus P9, and as you can see, Excel has updated with the coloring. If you press enter now, it has effected this change. So we can drag down the formula. Please remember, you have to be very careful when you're copying and pasting formula like so. So it has updated, and as you can see, we now have the net to include to be N9, this is a gross, minus O9 union due minus P9 punishment. So the net we now have is this, and I think we are good to go. But there's a better way to write this formula that we will be going through, that we'll see, and I think in the next video. We should not do that in this video, it may become too long and maybe boring. So let's conclude it here now that I try this tick border again, tick bottom border like so. So I'm going to save our work, and I think today we are good to go. We are able to insert a new staff accountant, and we are able to include also a new allowance. It is the same way. If you want to have more allowances like so, it's the same way. Just have it here, maybe reduce all these ones to whatever, and we can just make those changes right on this place. It will automatically take effect because it's a dynamic stuff here. The moment you press enter, Excel will try to calculate. Let's change this one to 30% and this one to 20, and we can actually format this cell to show us red when it is below or 100, or another color when it is above 100, so that we know we are out of line. But we're not there yet, so we should not get ahead of ourselves like so. So let us save our work. I hope this wardrobe is correct, and we can call this one a day. Please, if you enjoyed this video or you have gained one or two knowledge, do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you don't, if you have any suggestions, you can put in the comment section, or you can write directly to me, and I'll try and give a response as soon as possible. So please subscribe if you have not, and then click on the notification button when the next video will be available, and then we can move along to get something important for ourselves. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next videos. Have a good day.